Welcome back. So the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial has been continuing in the High Court. At the center of cross-examination today was what happened before lead investigator Brigadier Bongani Gininda referred accused No.1 Muzi Sibiya to make a confession statement. Gininda fielded questions about why he held what the defense calls an interview with Sibiya outside the Vosloorus police station before referring him to another officer to depose his confession statement. Sibiya, through his lawyer, claims Gininda kept him outside the police station in order to conceal the assault that he claims took place as a form of coercion for him to implicate himself in the murder of the soccer star. Sibiya and 4 others are on trial for the 2014 murder of Meyiwa. Newzroom Afrika's Mnisi filed this report.
The alleged lookout man in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa, Muzi Sibiya, claimed that he was coerced in the form of assault when he made the confession statement implicating himself in the murder of the soccer star. This triggered a trial within a trial, which led to the confessions being admitted as evidence. But before this confession was taken, the lead investigator says he was informed by the arresting officer that Sibiya was making admissions. This prompted him to go to Sibiya, who was in a vehicle with the police outside the Vosloorus police station, to understand his position on this. But the defense says the interaction that he had with Sibiya, which it labels as an interview, happened outside the police station because Gininda was concealing the assault.
The reason why you avoided to take accused just a few steps and get into the door of the offices of the police station is because you wanted to keep him in isolation. In other words, you wanted to keep him exclusively under your mercy.
No, but what mercy, my lord? I disagree. Accused No.1 was arrested in Tembisa. I was not there, so I'm not sure what mercy is being referred to. When I got a report that is making some form of admissions, I was not with him.
Gininda told the court that after his interaction with Sibiya, he referred him to Colonel Mboto, who then took down the confession statement. Mboto testified during the trial within a trial, but the defense is of the view that Gininda could have taken the confession himself.
I was allowed, in terms of the act, to take confessions, but because of the best practice to take the position of neutrality and objectivity, you try to get someone neutral so that whatever that is contained in the statement is tested or seen to be objective. Okay. There we are aligned. Where we differ is when he says, when I went to interview the suspect or have a discussion with the suspect in the course of my investigation, I should have went with forms prepared. There we differ. I don't think that is correct. Secondly, when he says it is law, I'm not so sure whether I understand Advocate Mnisi correctly to say it is the law prescribed that when you interview a suspect, and that's where you use the constable, that it tells you it's a requirement, and before you activate the independent person, you must document what the person or the suspect is telling you before you activate this independent person.
Although Sibiya cannot tell who was assaulting him because he was allegedly being suffocated with a plastic bag, he says Gininda was present at the scene.
The assault that has been happening to him, as per his testimony in evidence, in his evidence in chief in a trial within a trial, that would have been hampered by the presence of the police who would have been there at the police station. In other words, you would not have been able to perpetuate that assault that was happening to him in the presence of the police at that police station. That's why you avoided to take him into the offices of Vosloorus police station.
So, my lord, the first discourse I disagree, as I've given the reason, and I strongly disagree with the second one as well, of the assault.
Cross-examination will continue on Wednesday, with Advocate Mnisi expected to look into the circumstances around Sibiya's confession statement. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Mnisi at the High Court in Pretoria.